Think about the last time you really laughed. Not a polite courtesy laugh, the kind that doubles you over, that makes a sound you did not choose and could not have stopped if you tried. You probably treat that as one of the most human things you do. Proof that you got the joke. Proof that something inside you is clever enough to be amused. That is not what laughter is. And it is not yours. You did not invent it. You are not the only animal making it. And it is older, far older, than your sense of humor. Older than humor itself. Older than people. And to see why, you have to start somewhere that sounds ridiculous. With a man in a lab tickling a rat. In the late 1990s, a neuroscientist named Jaak Panksepp, working at Bowling Green State University, noticed that young rats at play kept making a strange, high chirping sound. So he tried something that sounds like the setup to a joke. He tickled them, and the rats lit up. They chirped, fast and bright, at around 50 kilohertz, a pitch so high it sits far above anything your ears can hear. He had to slow the recordings down just to catch it, but the rats were unmistakable. They chased his hand to get tickled again. They chirped most when he went for the belly, the same spot that makes a child shriek. The youngest rats did it most. The most playful rats did it most. And the rats that chirped the most wanted to be near each other the most. He called it laughter, and he spent years being told he was imagining it. Slowed all the way down, it sounds like a tiny, frantic, delighted giggle. What Panksepp had found was bigger than rats, because once you stop hearing a laugh as a reaction to comedy and start hearing it for what it physically is, a breathy, panting sound an animal makes while playing, a door cracks open. If laughter is really the sound of play, then any animal that plays might have one. So follow it up the family tree, to the apes. Marina Davila Ross at the University of Portsmouth took the obvious experiment and the brave one. She tickled baby great apes, orangutans, gorillas, chimpanzees, bonobos, and human infants too, and she recorded the breathy, panting sounds each of them made. Then she did something clever with the giggles. She treated them like DNA. She measured the sound of every species and built a family tree out of the acoustics alone, and the tree she got from the laughter matched the genetic tree almost perfectly. That match is the whole point. It means ape laughter and your laughter are not two species stumbling onto the same trick by accident. They are one sound, inherited, passed down a single branch, and splitting as the branch split. Your own laugh only took on its particular human shape after our line broke away from chimpanzees and bonobos, somewhere between 4 and 6 million years ago. The laugh underneath it is older still. It was already there in the ancestor we share with every ape on Earth, long before there was anything you would call a person. And that breathy quality is not an accident. Listen to an ape laugh, and it is closer to a pant, the rapid huffing of an animal in the middle of a wrestle. Your own ha is that same labored breathing of play, just chopped up and tidied. Laughter is, quite literally, the sound of someone a little out of breath from having fun. And it does not stop at the animals that look like us. In 2021, 2 researchers at UCLA, Sasha Winkler and Greg Bryant, combed through the scientific record looking for play sounds across the animal kingdom. They found them nearly everywhere. Laughter, or something close enough to share the name, in at least 65 species. Not just primates. Dogs do it, so do foxes, seals, mongooses, even cows, and, yes, a few birds. Wherever an animal plays rough and needs a way to say, I am only playing, evolution seems to reach for the same tool, a sound. The list is long, and almost none of the names on it are ones you would have guessed. But the strangest example of all is not a mammal. The kea, a bold, mischievous parrot from the mountains of New Zealand, has a particular warbling call it makes while playing. In 2017, a researcher named Raoul Schwing played a recording of that call out of a speaker into the open hills to wild kea just going about their day. The birds heard it, and they erupted. They dropped what they were doing and started to play, throwing things, tumbling, doing loops in the air, and some of them went off and played alone with no partner at all. The recording did not call them together. It put them in the mood. which means a bird way out on a branch of the tree nowhere near our own has a laugh that is catching, the exact way a whole room will catch yours. Now line them up. A rat in a lab, an ape in a sanctuary, a parrot on a mountainside, and you on your couch. If every one of you makes a version of the same sound in the same situation, then a single quiet fact has been sitting under all of this the whole time. Laughter cannot be a response to comedy. A rat has no jokes. The laugh came first, by millions of years. The joke is the newcomer. So here's what laughter actually is, underneath the comedy specials and the sitcom tracks. It is a tool for managing play, and play is a genuinely dangerous thing to do because it looks almost exactly like fighting. The same chasing, the same biting, the same pinning to the ground. So animals that play needed a way to mark it, a signal repeated over and over that means, "This is not real, I am not your enemy, we are still all right." That signal is the laugh. It keeps the game from tipping into a fight. It tells everyone the wrestling is love, not war, and everything we have stacked on top of it, the wit, the timing, the comedian working a room, is brand new, bolted on to something ancient. When you laugh at a joke, you are not performing some uniquely human cleverness. You are pulling a very old lever, and the lever means one thing: we are safe here. Stay. Which gives the whole thing an unexpected tenderness the next time it happens to you. Because that helpless sound, the one you do not choose, the one that takes you over at 1 a.m. with your friends over something that is not even that funny, was never really about the something. It is the same sound, near enough, that a baby ape makes being tickled by its mother. The same sound, slowed all the way down, that a rat makes in the dark, chasing a hand through the bars of a cage, for one more go. It is not proof that you are clever. It is proof that you are an animal that plays, that cannot stand to be alone for long, and that carries, deep in its breathing, a sound for saying so. You did not invent that sound. You inherited it. So the next time it pulls itself up out of you, before you can stop it, listen for what it actually is. The oldest thing the living have ever had to say to one another. We are okay. Stay close.